how do you deal with high expectations on Tobacco Road, especially in football? And I've got high hopes for NC State and Wake Forest in the ACC, not only just this fall, but going forward in future seasons. And this spring's going to be big for them because NC State's pretty loaded going into this year after that surprise season this past season. Devin Leary, fantastic quarterback, as you guys know, but they've got holes to fill. Their top two running backs are gone, which isn't really that big of a loss because neither of them rushed for more than 1,000 yards. In fact, I don't even think they crossed 800 yards. So they should be able to replace the production there. But the big hole is at left tackle with Hakeem Akwanu. He's gone. He might be the number one pick in the NFL draft coming up. So who do you fill in at left tackle? That's the big question for NC State. And how do they handle those high expectations when they go into the summer and into the preseason camp in August and everybody's going, could NC State maybe win the ACC? Something they never faced before. We'll see how they do. Wake Forest. Shouldn't this team maybe be in the top 10 nationally in the preseason polls? I think if you put like a blindfold on the poll voters and you didn't tell them, put Wake Forest name next to the team when you're describing them, they would say yes. They've got the quarterback to win a championship there. The thing is that their defense just hasn't been really stellar, but they just outscore everybody. They've been in shootouts over and over again, and more likely than not, they come out on top. They had one of the best seasons in school history in 2021, but they did so in a year where teams were down that might be coming up. For an example, a Florida State, they might be on the way up. A Louisville, which they beat after some issues there with a field goal earlier in the game. But Wake Forest, if you just describe them on paper without attaching their name to anything, you would go, hey, that's a top 10 team. They should be in the top 10 in the preseason. How do they deal with those expectations this spring with everybody talking about them and going into the summer months? And how will poll voters react when they actually get that piece of paper and have to write Wake Forest's name down on their polls? They should be a top 10 team. Will they be? Probably not.